Welcome back, friends. This is medications part 2. I had to check something. I have a bad habit of starting in on something and then not fact checking, which is normal for me, but I wanted to run in the other room and check something. Now, as I was saying, a lot of this pertains to seniors, but seniors aren't the only people that rely on daily medications. But it seems like the seniors get hit extra hard because of being on, limited income. So, as I said, today I went out to the pharmacy to pick up my monthly prescription, and the girl says that will be X dollars. I said, "Excuse me?" She says, "It's going to be X dollars." I says, "What medication went up?" She says, "Well, this one." I said, "That medication went up last month, and it's not even my medication." I said, this is a substitution because the manufacturer that I had been getting my medication from, for some unknown reason, has stopped shipping to the hospital. I get my medications from the pharmacy at the hospital. No explanation. So this is a replacement. And the replacement, like I told the pharmacist last month, because I was promised this month we would finally be back online to get medication number 1 or medication A. I've been on medication B, the replacement. He assured me, he says, well, we talked to the, the supplier, and we should be good to go for the new year. Not. No explanation. No reason why. They didn't get them. So, like I told the pharmacy tech, which, even though there are several, I always seem to get the same girl every month. I said, if they worked right, I wouldn't mind paying, well, yeah, I would mind paying an increase, but I wouldn't mind paying an increase if they worked right. I says, I'm lucky to get 65% relief out of this medication. And every month, for the last 3 months, it's gone up. And I think, I could be 100% wrong, but I think I know why. Because they know that I can't get medication A. So since they are the only supplier, medication B corporation says, we'll stick it to him. I don't mind getting it stuck up my ass, but, I would like a little lube. Now, 2 months ago, it went up $50 a month. Last month, in addition to that $50 that it went up last month, in December, it went up another $40. So that's $90 in 2 months over what I was originally paying. And it's not like I can get a different. I'm stuck with this medication. Well, this month, it went up $42 more. So that's $132 over and above what I was paying 3 months ago. And I have no recourse. Because if I was to go to like CVS or Walgreens, this medication's almost $500. And the strange thing is, they can get my original medication. But for some reason, the hospital pharmacy can't. I'm starting to think that maybe, the rep for this company isn't getting a big enough kickback. Yeah, I checked with Walgreens and CVS. And it's between $470 and $520. Now, I'm not paying that much, but I'm getting very close to 50% for crap that doesn't work. I am supposed to get 48 hours out of this medication. I am lucky, and I told my pain management doctor this. I am lucky if I get 30 to 36. It takes longer to kick in, and then it no sooner kicks in, and it starts to kick back out again. And I didn't have this problem with medication A. I was on that medication, that certain brand, for 5 years. Never a problem. Then all of a sudden they couldn't get it. And due to the strength of the prescription, not that many companies carry that strength. So I'm stuck. It's either supplier A or supplier B. And since supplier A is out of the picture, I'm stuck with supplier B. But for the last 3 months, supplier B is stuck it up my ass. And it gives me a new respect for the seniors that I see in line. getting their medications. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's going through this price increase problem. I mean, while I was standing in line, there were a couple of women that were older than me, and they were like, "Oh, geez," when the clerk rang it up. As a matter of fact, I felt sorry for the one woman. She goes, "Well, put that one back, and I'll just take the other one for now." She couldn't afford both of her medications together because even she was like, "How much?" That prescription is how much now? And we can't survive without I don't know what this medication was, but I'm sure she's going to have some ill health effects not taking this medication. And I see this more and more and more. I've got some friends that basically have gone online to see what over-the-counter remedies they can mix to come up with what they need. Or going back to old Western remedies. Back in the day when people, ate plants, ate a certain plant because it did a certain thing. They used plants for medications back in the day before we had pills and stuff. And I can guarantee that a lot of people are reverting back to this. In one way, you thank Google because they're able to come up with something close because they can't afford. I mean, it's getting to the point where, I can't afford them, but I can't, I can't go out in the backyard and eat a bush. I need this medication. But they're slowly pricing themselves to the point where, it's going to be, what do you do without? Social Security only goes so far. I mean, I'm getting to that, it's getting to that point where I'm like, well, what do I do without? Can't do without heat. Can't do without water. Can't do without electricity. Can't borrow my neighbor's internet. Although I do not have cable. I have strictly internet. It got to be the point several years ago I couldn't afford cable anymore because it's getting ridiculous. Plus, I don't have any need for 200, 300, 400, 500 channels. And maybe, when you look at it from a slanted eye point of view like I have, like with this phone supplier, it's like, well, you got a perfectly good phone, throw it away because we're going to send you a new one. That still makes no sense. I'm the same customer. Nothing changed. But I had to become a new customer. Now, on the other hand, you could say, well, you don't need two phones. Well, no, I don't. But it's nice to have an emergency backup. Because if something goes wrong with my regular cell phone, I'm screwed. You can't function nowadays without a phone. You got to have a phone. Just like, you've got to have an email address. It's the first thing they ask. Yeah, what's your email? No matter who you call, whether it be the gas company, the illuminating company, the water company, what's your email? And if you tell them, well, I don't have an email, oh my God, you think you were swearing at them. What? How do you survive without an email? It's like money. You have money, you have an email. And direct deposit, if you don't have an email, you might not get your money. Yeah. Cell phones are the best and the worst inventions in the world. Mainly because people don't get the hell off of them. I was grocery shopping the other day. From the minute this woman left her car to the point where she did all of her shopping, checked out, and walked back to her car, she never got off her goddamn phone. What is so important? If I'm shopping and my phone rings, I've got this thing called voicemail. Leave me a message if it's that goddamn important. I will call you back. But oh my God, some people, from their waking minute until they go to sleep at night, they got that phone up to their hair. People, you don't need to be on the phone 24 hours a day. All right. That's the hot mic for you. I wasn't going to turn this into a hot mic night, but it turned into a hot mic night. I mainly wanted to check this one because I went to use the red, green, blue fancy one yesterday, and for some unknown reason, I had no audio. No matter how I adjusted, I had no audio. I don't know what the one. I got to check it tomorrow. I forgot all about it today. I got to check it tomorrow. Like, well, why didn't I, I started talking. Matter of fact, I did a whole segment, and then when I went to edit it, there was a mouth moving with nothing coming out of it, which if I would have put that up, I'm sure a lot of people would have went, hey, we love that. But with that, one more subscriber, people, one more. Tomorrow when I open my YouTube, I want to see 30, please. Number 29, like I say, I thank you again. But I want to do a big thank you to number 30. So one more. That's all I want. One more. And with that, the grumpy old man is signing off. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.